Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanna. Today I'm going to be continuing on a series which is how to pair color, and today I'm doing green eyeshadow. So I filmed two different looks showing you how to pair it with sort of secondary and tertiary colors, and then this one is just pairing green eyeshadow with sort of warm colors, just kind of doing whatever I wanted to, whatever I felt like. So I hope you enjoy both of these looks, and I'll just get into the tutorials. So because I did pink and green, which are opposite colors on the color wheel, in my last video pairing color, I'm going to do green with sort of tertiary colors. So I'm going to start with the shade here, which is the shade Erin from the Blush Tribe Hasina 2 palette, and this is sort of a matte, bright yellowish green, and that's going to go in the crease of my eye. And I've already filmed this once and it turned out to be out of focus, so let's just hope that this is in focus today. So I'm just using my typical Wet n Wild brush and a windshield wiper motion like I usually do when depositing color through the crease. I'm then going to go into the color Anika, which is a matte blue. Kind of looks like the shade that you might find at the bottom of a pool. So I like to call it a pool blue. I'm taking that on a sort of a flat, fluffy brush, a Real Techniques eye shading brush, and that's going to go on the outer lid and outer crease in packing motions. And blue and green blend really well together because they are side by side on the color spectrum. They blend into a teal shade, which is just fine. I'm also just going to take a small blending brush through the crease there to blend the two shades together. And just kind of go back and forth between the two shades on this brush. So take a little bit of Erin and then a little bit of Anika. I'm going to put some teal sort of in the center of my lid. So for that, I'm taking the shade Amaranthine by Emme Cosmetics, and that's a very bright metallic teal. And I'm taking that again on a flat brush, but this one's very, very flat, and this is a Wet n Wild brush. So I'm going to start packing that on the lid, blending that into the blue shade on the outer corner, making sure it goes up to touch the crease shade, and then bringing that out to the inner lid, but leave a small space there so I can add another shade. So leave just a little bit of space, not too much, but just a little bit. About that much is okay. That's less than a centimeter, I'd say. For that little small space on the inner lid and inner corner, I'm going to use the shade Exodus, and that's a matte glitter infused chartreuse, which is just basically a neon green with a little bit of yellow. If you wanted to make this even brighter, you could put down a white concealer base as well, but I'm just going to leave it as is. And about now, you should probably start feeling a little bit like an exotic peacock. And if you don't, just keep adding bright colors until you do. So that's going all the way on the inner lid, the inner corner, and a little bit on the inner lower lash line. And then for the rest of the lower lash line, we're going to use that first green shade again, Erin. And to make sure it's really blended, I'm just going to use this Sigma brush, which is a blending brush, and really blend that on the lower lash line. And for the brow bone, I'm going to use Green Emerald, which is a green duochrome shade. For mascara, I'm using the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. And so this is eye look number 1, using green eyeshadow, pairing with blue and different shades of green, really. I've just paired this look with a neutral cheek and a caramel nude lip. And if you'd like to see a different way to pair green eyeshadow, then just keep watching. For the second look, I'm going to focus more on a sort of neutral pairing, just to make it a little bit more accessible and just to show that you can pair green with pretty well anything. Again, kind of like I did with my pink look. So for this, I'm going to use the Jackie Aina palette, and I'm going to use the shade Edges. And this is sort of a warm cinnamon brown. And that's a matte. That's going to go in the crease. I'm going to take the Blush Tribe Hasina 2 palette in the shade Mani, which is a matte olive green, and it's pretty dark. I'm going to use my small Sigma blending brush to put that lower in the crease. So I've kind of concentrated the color on the outer crease and then just kind of dragged it as far as it will go. I don't really mean to take it all the way in, super concentrated, just I want it to be the most concentrated on the outer portion of the crease. And then just drag it outwards, or inwards rather. And it's funny, with this color, it looks really olive in the pan. I find that it, depending on the look I'm doing, it can look a little bit more teal or a little bit more olive. It just kind of depends. Sometimes it looks really teal, and then sometimes it looks really olive. I know sometimes there's a concern that if there's a color it's not side by side on the color wheel and it's not across from one another on the color wheel, that it's not going to blend together. That's not necessarily the case, as you can see here. It just kind of depends on the color, so you just kind of have to play around a bit and see which colors complement each other and which ones don't. Because it's true, some colors don't blend together at all, and then some colors do, and it's fine. And from the same palette, I'm going to take this shade here called Shea, which is also an olive green, but it's more of a shimmer, on more of a packing brush, and that's going to go on the outer corner. I'm also going to take just a little bit of the shade Sponsored from the Jackie Aina palette, and that's a metallic duochrome green brown, which is very beautiful. And I'm just going to kind of layer that, kind of blending into the green on the outer corner. I'm going to grab some e.l.f. glitter primer and put that on the rest of the empty space on my lid. I'm going to grab Zayum, which is like a pressed rose gold glitter, and I'm just going to use my finger to press that in. And I'll go back in and just perfect the edges of that with a brush in just a minute or two. I'm just going to go back in with Sponsored. And a little bit more of the darkest olive on the outer corner. I'm also going to take that shimmery olive on the lower lash line. That's the shade Shea from the Blush Tribe Hasina 2 palette. A little bit more matte olive in the outer crease. And then finally a little bit more of the very first shade, just blended through the crease. And so for the inner corner, I'm going to take this Colourpop shade. What's it called again? This is Cutoffs, and it's a duochrome, sort of an orange peach. I'm just going to leave the brow bone bare, but I am going to put a little bit of clear glitter. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner. I'm also going to use the NYX Vinyl Liquid Eyeliner and just put a small line, maybe a tiny wing, we'll see. And finally, mascara, the Essence Lash Princess Volume... Listen, the Essence Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara. I totally just couldn't figure out how to say it. That happens. And here's a second way how to pair green eyeshadow. So I finished this look off with a little bit of a warmer cheek and definitely a warmer lip. This kind of matches the crease with a cinnamon sort of red brown. And this is look number 2. I hope you enjoyed both of these looks. Let me know which color you want me to pair next down below in the comments. And of course, all of the makeup details down below, as well as all other places you can find me on the internet. And if you want to subscribe, there's a little button where you can do that. And if you don't want to, that's okay. And I hope you have a wonderful new year. There will be one video before this prior to Christmas, and then this will be the last video before New Year's. So I'll see you in 2020. Bye, everyone.